Today we're going to be spectating a Season 2 Celestial Scarlet Witch player to see what they do better and how we can improve together. So we have Phoenix Jean here, which is one of the best Scarlet Witch players, and I think Scarlet Witch is one of the most meta heroes in Marvel Rivals Season 2. Probably, if not the single most meta DPS, because she's super easy to use as well. And she's got 2 get out of jail free cards. But we do have the team up here with Doctor Strange, as we can see her using at the moment. And like I said, that get out of jail free cards helped her just literally right at the start of the game. The enemy team do have dive heroes. Wolverine's a kind of dive character, and Iron Fist is a definite dive character. And Scarlet Witch just deals with them super easily, man. Like, she's the number 1 or number 2 after Namor best anti-dive character in the game. She just outputs some damage to them, and obviously because her attacks are aim lock for the primary, and the only thing you really need to aim is the secondary, but that's also got AoE blast, and she's got a bubble that can stop combos with her kind of stun bubble. She's absolutely ridiculous when it comes to dealing with dive. So if you hate dive, learn Scarlet Witch. And I'm trying to learn Scarlet Witch, and she's actually pretty easy to learn for the most part. And you're always going to get good value from a hero like this. She's trying to attack through the shields of the Emma Frost, but that's not going to work because obviously the Emma Frost blocks projectiles. So we're here locking on. The main thing you want to try and aim is your secondary, like I said. That's the most important part. And she was using the team up there for a second, but the phase ability gets you out of absolutely everything. As soon as you get attacked by anything, you want to just phase out of there straight away. So you save your phases for when you're getting attacked. You can kind of use it to position better as well, which I see a lot of Scarlet Witch players doing also. But from the way this player, Phoenix Jean, is playing, she's mainly keeping it for getting out of fights and not to kind of put yourself in a better position. But some people do use it to kind of stay kind of floating above their team as well. It's another way to play this character. There's different ways to play each hero. Now, you're not going to always get the Doctor Strange team up because Doctor Strange right now is not the best. So we're lucky here to see the team up in action as well, which the team up's absolutely insane, by the way. Does tons of damage, especially in this high a game, or this high a rank a game anyway. We're getting to see the team up in action, and obviously this player really likes Doctor Strange so much that he doesn't want to switch to another tank, even though he's not meta in this season. And then he's just firing a lot of secondary fire in there as well, which is super important, and then using the team up once again. Just doing tons of damage. You just need to hold in that primary. Got behind the wall there, which is super important. And then use the ultimate, but she got stunned by the Emma Frost ultimate as well. But her team's doing a good job at pushing up. And got a couple extra kills just there as well. Gonna get an easy kill on the Namor. Super clean fight there. They pretty much got a full team wipe. The rest of the players backed off, as they should have. And we're still pushing the payload. But what's super important to note here is that they all pushed up quite high up. Even though the payload was by itself. Someone could have obviously went on the payload. But because they pushed together, the enemy team had to focus them regardless. And the payload was still moving by itself. You don't have to always stand on the payload. And that's something that the high level players always do. But you need to make sure you're doing that as well. Cut the enemy off before they get to the objective. It's going to help you a lot. And if you have to back off, you're still on the objective. So that's why they do that. Getting a couple of easy kills here. We'll probably get the push for the end of the game here now. Or the end of the round. And we're trying to finish off the Loki. That's the only annoying thing with Loki, is that you do lock on to his clones by mistake with Scarlet Witch. Which I think is kind of a semi-decent counter to Scarlet Witch, because you don't know which one's the real one, right? And the lock-on is just going to lock on to whatever's closest to your aim. Phased out of the ultimate there, which is super important. Got the Spider-Man again. Good anti-dive. Got caught in the ultimate there, but then popped our own ultimate just to make sure there's no... And the Iron Fist blocked the ultimate. That is insane, by the way. That was a really good play by the Iron Fist there. Now that we're halfway through this video, if you are enjoying it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like, as we do spectate high level players, low level players, and any world records in between that. When it comes to Scarlet Witch, I think she's an extremely meta hero in this game for season 2 right now, and it's worthwhile learning her kit, especially if you're a DPS main. You should pick up this character because it's kind of low skill required to get extremely high value out of this hero, so I do think it's worth your time. So let's get straight back into it. So we're on round 2 now. We're on the defending side, so let's see how Scarlet Witch performs when you're defending. She's got a really good off angle here right now with her Iron Fist. So they've got an Iron Fist, a Scarlet Witch, and a Spider-Man all on the same team, so there's anti-dive and dive all over the place. The Loki popped his lamps, but we managed to get pushed into that, and she's got an extremely good angle right here. Firing the secondary fire out as well. Wolverine struggling in the enemy team. Again, firing out some more secondary fire. Managed to get healed up throughout that whole attack, which is extremely valuable there. And then we've got a couple of the enemy players dead. She's trying to cap them at spawn, which the range on the auto attack, which is the primary, is not that good. So she's only going to be able to spam fire secondaries down range. So if you are trying to finish off an enemy player, make sure you use the secondary attack, because the primary obviously doesn't have that far a range in the first place. So you're going to just need to spam fire secondaries as and when you get them, just to get those extra kills. The Iron Fist and Spider-Man are diving together, so that's something that you'll see. And then not only that, she's jumping in as well, so there's a lot of damage being done to the enemy team here. And we've got 2 healers and 1 tank, and this is kind of the value of having this kind of setup, because even at the high level, people don't really know how to play against dive, and if one of their players switched to maybe another Scarlet Witch, they'd be doing a little bit better as well. And this is why I say Scarlet Witch is extremely valuable to learn, because she's just so valuable against dive. If they switch to a Namor and a Scarlet Witch, they'd have a much easier time in the enemy team as well right now, because they've got a few dive heroes themselves. They've pinned the enemy team right back here, and they're really not going to get out because of the way they're pushing together really well. Popping those secondary fires in there, like I said. You can use the team up now. The team up has finished its cooldown. Getting another really good angle here. I think she's going to be trying to pull off a flank. I'm not really too sure what she's trying to do. Maybe get on top of the enemy players. The positioning is still really good, even though you get auto aim, even though you have really good abilities. You still need to focus on having good positioning, because you got right on top of that Emma Frost, and she did not know where she was getting damage from at all. She had no way of protecting herself as well, because usually you put your shield in front of you, and that is something that high level players do regardless of what hero you're playing. And when you're playing a hero like this where you're not missing, it's even more valuable. Popping that damage boost and the Scarlet Witch ult at the exact same time, that is insane plays. Because Scarlet Witch's ultimate is one of the more broken ultimates in the game if you get it off. And then the damage boosted it on top of that, which ridiculous. There's only a couple of seconds left, and the enemy team is really struggling to get out here. They're doing an emote now. Ridiculous, man. That's insane. They're trying to get a bit of a flank. They've got an anti-dive now. They switched to Penny Parker, which they probably should have done a bit earlier. And they've also switched to Namor and Scarlet Witch now. So as you can see, they're focusing on that anti-dive because they realize they're getting dived by Spider-Man, Iron Fist, and Scarlet Witch. So they try to kind of counter it with their own. But at this point, it's too late in the game to even make these changes. They should have made these changes a lot earlier. So there we have it. Phoenix Jean went 40-0, not a single death, and that is because that phase ability is incredibly strong at blocking pretty much any attack. She also got 18 final hits, which is something I do want to mention because that is super important, and 18k damage, which is pretty much double the damage out of anyone else in the entire lobby, as you can see. But if you enjoyed this video and you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much for watching.